that I had Tony and Chuck in place. I spent the weekend interviewing maybe a dozen candidates to try to complement what I think those two coaches bring. And what it has basically boiled down to is we either bring in a well-known recruiter, a basketball coach that I am excited about working with from a standpoint of some systems that are out there that really are new and fresh and working extremely well, or preferably somebody who could do both. And I just really pleased with the pool of candidates that we had. And you guys know I'm not going to promise too much too soon. I'm just not going to. We're going to talk about the way we play and how we're going to train, and I'm confident that the players will improve. And I told Malcolm Canada today, I want them to look at, now who is number 21? Well, that guy wasn't on the roster last year. Can you do that, Malcolm? I think he can. I hope he can. Can I promise you that? I'm going to try to come as close as I possibly can. If we can get the last right piece on this staff, I think I can look at my coaching staff and say, not talking about me, but looking at them saying, I wouldn't trade him for anybody else in the league. I think we're getting close to that point. I'd like to get there.
What have you seen from the returning guys now that you've had a chance to be with them for a little bit?
In the last 2 weeks, I think there have been some cultural changes. The way they approach practice. We had a 6 a.m. workout this morning that looked much different than the 6 a.m. workout we had 2 weeks ago. That's just to their credit. It's to Coach D's credit, our strength and conditioning coach. It's what it was supposed to look like. That's fine. We've been at it for 2.5 weeks. The key is that if we can continue to maintain it. So, I was pleased.
You had said you wanted the dust to settle a little bit here after the Final Four is over. When it comes to making this last hire, do you have a timetable in mind mentally? Is it a week out, 2 weeks out when you want this last hire to be made?
If it can be made the end of this week, that'd be great if we can. If I miss this particular window for recruiting because we've got a 4-day window coming up, then we'll miss it, and we're going to try to make the right decision. I think one of the things that when it comes to personnel, I've got to be diligent, and there's got to be a process. And I think even hiring Chuck, I think he respected the way I went about it. That I didn't know all these things about Chuck when I first met him. I came to find everything that was said about him to be true. I couldn't believe that he could live up to all those things, but he did. I think he respected the fact that I didn't offer him the job the first day. And that's the same thing with this last hire, and it's going to be the same thing with prospects that we're going to bring in. We talked today about, can I talk about recruiting? I don't even know if I could talk about it.
I think so.
Huh?
As long as you don't mention anybody's name.
As long as I don't mention him. Just from a recruiting philosophy, when you offer guys scholarships, a scholarship to play basketball at Auburn University is special. It's special. And so we're just not going to throw that offer out there because everybody else has thrown the offer out there. And the second thing is, it's our responsibility when we do offer somebody a scholarship that we've determined that we think they can be successful. That's my job. They may be absolutely of the ability to play at the upper level of the SEC, but if it's not a fit, either with our style of play or the current roster or what our future looks like, then I owe it to that student athlete to be patient until I have a greater certainty that they can be successful.
Bruce, you're coming up on, I guess, that 30-day window from the hiring. Have you ever kind of made any thoughts or approaching the NCAA yet about the show cause?
I can tell you that we have not sent anything in yet, but I have been told that we're putting it together and that it'll be on its way shortly.